think I found it. Yeah, Uncle Mark here. Welcome to the channel. Had a rattle on the back. I didn't notice it. Other people did. And it looks like it's one of the exhaust heat shields. Take a listen. There we go. So there's one there. I can see where they've broken loose. Looks like a nut with a washer. Another one there. The second one. Must be one at the back. So I sprayed these with penetrating oil a few times prior to working on them. Let it sit for the day, sprayed it again. Like this was when it was cool after the wife got home with the van. So it looks like on these, they're, I believe they're 11 millimeters. I thought they were 10, but they were 11. And they're not the kind of bolt I thought they were. They're almost like a tin nut or whatever. I'll show you what they look like. They almost go into like a wood screw kind of thread. See what they look like? So I got the first one off. Let's go to the back or the middle. Try and get the second one off. This one was a little tougher. I almost wanted to strip when I took it off, or tried taking it off. That's what I thought. Well, maybe I can see. Maybe I can just tighten it just a hair to get it to move, to break the rust, and then loosen it off. That's what I did. So here I'm going to just try and give it a little bit of a tighten. There you go. It moved a little. And then it came off. You see where I got a little bit of penetrating oil. Must have fallen on the muffler or the tailpipe, I guess. I guess the muffler is further towards the front of the van. This is the back. But there's a whole bunch of heat shields under here, you'll see. This is the one that I was having trouble with, and I imagine probably you will too. There's a bolt around the back here, or nut, which is broken off through the shield again too. I have an easy fix though. At least my plan is to be easy, cheap. See if I can just show you it in there. There you go. Sprayed that one too. A little tougher to get off because of the exhaust pipe in the way. So I grabbed my 11 millimeter. Oh, you see the other shield here. That one looks fine. It's kind of light tin or whatever it's made of, so I'm just going to kind of bend it out of the way so I have a little more access. Still not going to be able to get my long socket in there. So I'm hoping if I use an 11 millimeter wrench and try not to strip it, it'll come off. That's what I did. I actually pushed against the exhaust pipe a couple of times to get some leverage. Again, I did this when it was cool. So you get the whole point here. Do another couple little turns and then I'll skip on to the next part. I'm going to try and put skippable chapters as well. Just so that, you know, I'm not boring you to death. We'll get right to the fix. I thought it was going to cost me maybe $5 to fix it. It actually cost, it was free because I had some of these kicking around. So I was thinking of doing two different washers, one on top of the other. And found out later I didn't have to. So the big ones are about 1.5 inches or 35 or 38 millimeters wide. The small ones I think were just 1 inch. I thought I'd do them like that. And then put this little nut on top with the washer. But that's about the same size, so it's like, well, I don't need two of them there. So I'm just going to use the big one. Like I said, it's about 1.5 inches wide, or about 38 millimeters. And who knows, it may happen again, so I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize on there just so they don't rust on. Hopefully yours come off as easy as mine did. And these washers just happen to be about the same size as this indentation. Should hang on good. Last another 13 or 14 years. This is a 2010. They probably have the same setup right to 2019 or whatever they discontinued this. Well, I think they still make these vans. This is 2023. Or maybe not. I think the Pacifica is the new one. It's a little bit of anti-seize on there. I think, and then trying to get it all over my fingers, which of course I did. Try and hold it on and you can see me doing the job. Try and hand tighten it on there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snug them up. Barely even snug because I don't know how the other two are going to fit. I might have to move the whole shield around a little bit. So that's enough for now. We'll come back to that. Get this next one done. I'm just going to do them in order. I guess I could have done the back one first, but I'm going to have to do some bending again. So a little bit of anti-seize. Put my washer on. And get that little nut on there. I had it all in one hand. Lots of vehicles going by today. There you go. Interesting vehicle's going to go by in a minute here. See if you recognize what it is. You'll hear it running. If I can get this one in. A little bit of goo on there. Just bend this a little bit. Get my washer. If I can get my hand around here. Not the easiest thing. Did jack the van up just a little bit with a good jack. I think this is the vehicle. Can you hear it? Volkswagen van. Running on 3 cylinders. I don't know if he's got one of the valves is burnt or something. He just drives it in the summer. It's not the best of shape. Got that on. I'm just going to move the shield around as I need. Snug them up a little more. Tighten them all up. And there's my free fix. You can buy these shields brand new, but why bother? I don't know what they were worth. Let's say $35 to $100, depending on where you get it. Somewhere in there, but who knows if this van will last another 13 years or not. I'm sure hoping it will. Will I have it or not? We've had it for 10, I think, now. We bought it with about 30,000 miles, or like 55,000 kilometers. It's got 130 now, which is what? I don't know what that is in English. 100,000 miles anyway. And that's what it looks like. Maybe this one isn't sitting on there perfect, but it's snug. It's not going to move anywhere. And that is the job that cost me pretty much nothing. I had the tools. Done. So that actually wasn't too bad at all. I really didn't know what was rattling. I thought, oh, is there a muffler or something? But the muffler's not that far back. Anyway, there's those heat shields throughout the exhaust system. So if you do have a rattle somewhere like that, don't think the worst. It's probably maybe just a heat shield that's kind of let go. This one was pretty easy to do. Some of them might be mounted a little differently, and you don't want to break bolts, and definitely you don't want to drill into the floor. So this worked out okay, and it was fairly cheap. If you like the video, why not give me the thumbs up? It lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. At least I think I am. Trying my best. You can also subscribe down in the corner if you haven't already. More videos on this van. As like I say, we've had it quite some time. Wife doesn't want to get rid of it, so probably drive it for a long time yet. It's low mileage. What else can we do? Oh, talking about Grand Caravans, if you have one of these right here, above that blue circle, see the flashing yellow arrow? Yeah. There's a card just at the very top of that. You click on that and it'll bring you the playlist with the Grand Caravan. Lots of things happening on this one. Plus, my boss has 3 or 4 of them as well. So I end up working on them a lot of times. That's why you see sometimes a red one, sometimes a white one. They're a little bit newer, but take a look in the playlist there if you need some help with that. Until next time, I'm Uncle Mark, hoping that you and your family are safe. Bye-bye for now. Take care. Please subscribe, and you'll get all the notifications. It's easy. The little dog will show you how. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Too big.